My nosy mill snooped through my confidential work files and jeopardized my career, so I sent her home without paying for a plane ticket. So my mother-in-law is from a small town in the American South, and she has all those gossipy small-town tendencies. It has never been a problem for us before because we live in major city clear across the country from her. Aside from her fully taking over dinner conversations during visits to catch us up on the scandalous comings and goings of people in her congregation, we didn't really have to deal with this side of her too much. Until today. You see, I am a family law attorney with a boutique firm. My specialty is divorces. Mother-in-law loves that I am a divorce attorney. She is always pumping me for stories from work so that she can gossip with her congregation. And rarely I do throw her a bone. Never with specifics, all within my ethnical boundaries. For example, I'll tell her, my client has 5 kids but only wants custody of 3. I don't elaborate and just let her feign absolute shock over someone not loving their children equally. My mother-in-law recently came to town for my husband's birthday, and that's how this whole nightmare started. We flew her in because it was a nice thing to do, and up until today I was fond of her. She's staying with us, and she is always insistent on cleaning my home. She's never snooped before, so it doesn't bother me. But I do very firmly tell her that we have a housekeeper and to just enjoy her vacation. Today I worked from home as I often do when I have no meetings. I was in my home office slaving away on one of my more juicy cases, and I took a break to shower and get ready to take mother-in-law out to lunch. My husband was at work, so it was just us two. I figured we would grab some salads and do some window shopping. What could go wrong? Immediately after the iced teas were served, mother-in-law says, "So whatever happened to Mr. and Mrs. Smith's kids? Did she get custody or were they destroyed?" She then proceeds to mention odd specifics she could have never known. I literally snorted my tea when she said this. It went everywhere. I looked like the Bellagio fountain. Mother-in-law had the audacity to go through my case files, my confidential case files, and read the facts while I was in the shower. I asked her how she knew so much about the case I was working on, and she said she was cleaning my office while I was getting ready, and that I had just left it out. No, I did not. They make you take an entire class in law school about doing things like this. And if pigs flew and I did leave it out, this case is a monster. To garner that much information about the divorce would require her to turn several pages. So me leaving it out is no excuse, as she would have had to sit her dumb butt down and read through it. It's not like all the facts could have fit on one sheet of paper that just so happened to be lying on my desk. She said she needed to be in my office because it was filthy. I opened my wallet, threw some cash onto the table for what we ordered, and told her to get in the car. I cannot even remember the ride home. I was just yelling and lecturing and lecture yelling. This was an incredibly crappy thing for her to do. Working at a boutique firm, my reputation is everything to my career. I cannot have word on the street that I just go around town spilling client secrets at the local watering hole. She can very well ruin my budding career by doing this. I think I threatened to sue her if she blabbed about this case. I definitely threatened to tell her son what an imbecile his mother is. I threatened to never have her in our home again. It doesn't matter because as soon as we got home, I told her to pack her things or I'll have her arrested for trespassing. And then I called her an Uber and listed the address on my app as the airport. I didn't even pay for her plane ticket. I don't know what's going to happen, actually. I do know that she's at the airport right now because that's where the app dropped her off. My husband won't know about any of this until 5:01 p.m. because he works on a secure job site and there's no phone calls or texting. I have steam coming out of my ears. I do feel guilty because she might be stranded at the airport without my financial help, but what she did was so out of line that I think a few hours of time out would do my pettiness some good before I finally call the American Airlines terminal and get her a one-way ticket back to Gossipville, USA.